Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan have the internet world to a certain extent in a tizzy, right? So I just wanted to come and talk about dating because I'm seeing so many different things come up based on the fact that this young lady in her 20s is dating, then the caliber of men she's dating, and just seeing different topics come up for men and women. So wanted to come and talk about it, but also from a as a woman, business, career, entrepreneurship angle, right? So back in 2000, I want to say it was 2015. It's been so long. I did a conference for women, and it was surrounded around our relationships and how our relationships affects our productivity and just affect us, whether it's our health, our fitness, our diet, but also as it relates to our businesses and our careers, right? So first thing is dating, and I read an article that someone else posted. A lot of us were never taught how to date. We don't necessarily believe in dating, and I'm talking from a Black woman's perspective. I didn't really learn about just dating, oh my God, until I was in my mid 20s, so to speak. So what do I mean by that? Like from my first boyfriend or whatever, I was 15 years old. I was a sophomore in high school. So because this is my boyfriend, it's the only guy I'm gonna date and talk to, that went into college, right? And then I'm in Illinois, he's in Louisiana. We meet new people. I start dating a gentleman in college. And although we were dating, we were never in a relationship. It was one of those things where, ladies, and you can relate to this. Actually, Crystal Irish just posted this, right? So it's like we're dating, there's no title, there are no commitments, but this man it's not necessary. This man doesn't want me, the woman, to date anybody else. Although he was dating somebody else on the campus and I knew about it. So true story, I'll never forget. So it's me and my two friends, and at this time we were all living in the same subdivision, right? Me and one of the girls were living together, the other girl wasn't. So all three of us go and visit these guys. Had nothing to do with me. I'm just along for the ride. Now, my other two friends were in supposed committed relationships with their boyfriends, right? I'm just going along for the ride. And we come back home. So because they dipped off, right? So each one of them, their guy is calling them, and then my friend is calling me, but nobody wants to answer the phone, but everybody, they're trying to figure out where we are, and clearly we're together. So we go home, or I ends up coming to my apartment one day, and a Valentine's Day card I had given a guy. There was a clip outside our apartments where management could clip different things. He put this card there, and the first thing I'm thinking is, but dude, we not even together, right? Now for me, personally, have I ever dated multiple people at the same time? Absolutely. Do I always date multiple people at the same time? No, because I don't even like people like that. I don't necessarily want you to. I just got my own things going on that don't have anything to do with the man. But I thought that was interesting because a lot of times, ladies, and we allow it, and this was on Crystal's post, if you agree to be friends with benefits with a man, or if you get involved in a sexual relationship with a man without a clear understanding of what it is what it is, right? We'll create stuff in our minds and, oh, and then it's, I don't want him talking to other people and all of these other things. But at the same time, leading back to dating, because we don't know how to properly date, right? So this article I was reading, it said that most black women don't know how to date, will cling, right? I'm about to do that right now, Sabrina. Will cling, right? So what does that mean? We meet a guy. My intention is to marry or whatever. This guy and then I cling to this guy, right? I'm gonna give a couple examples, and then I'm gonna define dating as I now understand it, right? Will cling to this guy. I've seen it. I remember back in my club days, and I won't give too much stuff away, but there was this girl who would go out clubbing, and she would meet these guys, and she might sleep with them on the first night, right? And no, I'm not talking about myself. And then in her mind, they're in a relationship, she's in love, right? We're going to get a little clarity, hopefully, Sabrina, on dating today, right? And you don't, it could be, this is my opinion and opinions of other things that I've read. And she's in love, right? Or have y'all heard this one, right? And more so ladies. Oh, I'm talking to him and I don't want him talking to nobody else. What? First of all, ma'am, get you some business. You may have met this guy. He may be Mr. Awesome. My sister's gonna say, girl, you look just like your dad, don't I? Good thing he fine. And I don't look like a man with a wig on. Y'all, my daddy, he's older now. He in his 70s, but Mr. Hawk was, I ain't gonna talk about him. Well, I will say this. When my mama met my daddy, he had 5 girlfriends, okay? That was a sign for her. But anyway, let me stay here, right? I don't want him talking to nobody else. What? I just meet this man. We exchange phone numbers. We start communicating. I'm assuming I don't care. This is where I am now, and I've been at this place for some years. It took some time to work through some emotions and just thought processes. I don't care who he's talking to and what he's doing, because right now we're just in the talking stage that may lead to dating, right? So what is dating? Dating is literally what it says. Dating is, I think about, there's a movie, I can't think of the name of it, but this man joins it's on Netflix. I'll put it in the comments. I watched it a couple weeks ago. He joined this online dating app, right? And they guaranteed love. So it was like, we guarantee love. And you have to go on 1,000 dates. So this man literally went on 900, he went on 1,000 dates, and he did not find love. But he was dating with the purpose of finding the one, but he's dating, right? So some men, not all, men will date differently than women. So dating is literally, we talk, we have conversation. Now I feel comfortable enough. The man asks, Lord have mercy. No. The man asks me out. We go out on a date. And now, if the first date goes well, that means there's a second date. Within that process, I can be dating other men. Now, some men are going to say, I'm not taking no woman out and spending no money on her and she entertaining other men. Sir, first of all, that's not really none of your business. 2, we have not committed to each other. So you asked me out, you asked me on a date. And if we do decide to commit to one another, what is the purpose of the commitment, right? A lot of times we as women simply go along with the flow when we create our own pace. Everybody's not going to agree with this, and that's fine. This is how I feel, And I talk to a lot of women that are either married, divorcees, or whatever. I just had a great conversation with a former colleague. She's 53 years old. She was married for 25 years. She was like, always remember you are the prize. He ain't everybody's favorite right now, but R. Kelly got a song that say the power of the P-U-S-S-Y, and you ain't even got to use it. That's why every Mickey Ficky in the world just dress fly. Every baller that can afford it, they cop a new ride for the power of the P-U. I see you. Men is not out here getting this money together, getting their hair cut, some, not all, can't speak for all and nothing, doing all of this to go hang out with their boys. I hope not. But men will also try to convince women, you should do this, you should do that, you should do everything that I want you to do to be my woman, and they ain't really trying to be your man. No, they ain't trying to really be forever. Lady who does my hair, and this is not different strokes for different folks, all men and women are not the same, right? She does my hair. I was dating a guy, and I'm like, yeah, he want me to cook for him and all of this stuff. She said, I did not cook for my husband until we moved in together. I was like, oh, okay. Not saying that's for everybody. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of men, I'm not married clearly, and a lot of people will say, well, so I'm listening to married women, and most of them had standards in dating. One of my friends, this was in college, shortly after college, her now husband will come over to her apartment. And after about the second or third time, she told him, she slipped him a bill, like, here go the light bill. He's like, what you doing? You coming over here, you chilling, you gonna pay the light bill, gas bill, cable bill, something, you need to bring some groceries, what's up? Oh, a woman has never treated me like this before. I know. And they have been married for, oh my gosh, it'll be 13 years. They got married in 2007. So that's what dating is. Dating is literally, now that doesn't mean, so let's say I meet a guy and we start to date, just date. And date does not mean having sex. Just because a man takes me out to eat, buys me flowers, does anything for me, does not mean that I have to have sex with him. If that's something that I want to do, fine. However, I need to understand what comes with all of that once I decide to open myself up or give myself to him. Because if I'm thinking, well, this is where it's going, and that's not the action or the communication from that man, I'm driving myself crazy as a woman when I could be dating other people. So I'll never forget, I read this thing. It was saying that this woman, the day that she got engaged, she has to go home and cancel dates. Move how you want to move when it comes to a relationship. But dating is just that. If we haven't committed to each other, I should not, and here it is. But I like him so much. I just want to spend all my time with him. And I just want to be with him. Because if it's working, do you? You're not seeing the results that you want, switch some things up, right? And let me be clear. Yes, I am single, and I am happy being single, and I'm single by choice, and I got receipts that I can pull up, okay? I think out of all the men I've dated or been in a relationship, my high school boyfriend is married, my son's father is married. Rest of them single as a dollar bill, right? One of the last gentlemen I dated, because I won't give it all away, but he was like, this is what's wrong with you, and you need to fix this, you need to fix that. Oh, well, you know what? It seems like I'm not the woman for you. And that's okay. There's a woman out there for you, and there's a man out there for me. So what I think we should do, it doesn't make sense for us to be committed if we're not talking about getting married now. We should see, we should date other people. So you dating somebody else? No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. What? That's not, no. No. But what I am saying is, I'm not going to any longer invest 100% of my time in you if there's so much wrong with me. Same man, after the breakup, sends flowers. Oh, I'm ready, willing, and able to do what you want to be the man for you. I bet you, don't know who you, I ain't perfect, but I ain't going. So I'm going to say this, and let me get back to the dating part. Ladies, some men are going to prey on your insecurities, right? So I watched this man try to find out what I'm insecure about. I will be transparent about my insecurity right here on this here thing. When it comes to, I was not blessed in the boob department, right? I wasn't. And I've been thinking about buying me some for like over 15 years. I promise you. But when I put on clothes and step outside, baby, you can't tell me nothing. When I think I'm cute, I'm cute. When I think I'm fine. These days I'll be like, But my biggest insecurities have nothing to do with what I look like. And it don't have nothing to do with the fact that when I get in the bed, I'm in the bed by myself because I sleep good. Not let nobody bald head son right now stress me out. You feel me? One of my biggest insecurities is not breaking. So one of my biggest insecurities, one of my biggest fears is not getting to the level of success that I know that I should be. And my father being able to see it. That's one. Two, I desire marriage, and I would love for my father to walk me down the aisle. I got my teeth fixed. I'm like Cardi B. I paid again. My parents paid at first. I paid again. That was driving me nuts. I got my teeth fixed, right? But some men, not all, will prey on your insecurities and try and pick at you and have you questioning yourself. Then we walking around like, oh my God. But if you were out dating multiple people, you would not be clinged. You'd be like, okay, well, this ain't working out. Next. Right? Too many of us. So when I think about a Lori Harvey that's 20-some years old, I wasn't even ready to be nobody's wife in my 20s. I've read a lot of books, done a lot of things. But I date you. A man could take you, I don't know if Danielle is still here, and I'm going to read y'all comments. She just came back from a trip with a man, and she did not have sex with him. And they're just dating. They are not in a relationship, right? It's like that je ne sais quoi. It's that power. There's a thing in being a feminine woman. Now, I got some testosterone. We all do. And I've been a little more masculine than I should with some. But once I get to that point with a man, I know I'm done, right? Not saying that's right. Let me see. I look like my daddy. I know our father is a special case. We can do a whole discussion on his dating. But he was clear. So let me talk about that, right? So when my mom and my dad, he had 5 girlfriends. And my mama was like, huh? And she said, well, what do you do on the holidays? This is what my mom said. He said, whoever called me first, that's who, I'm going to spend time with. So my daddy was like a Mac. I would say I would probably get in trouble for this because somebody probably don't tell him what I said. But I would say I would compare him to like a Mac. But he was just dating at that time. So ladies, men will date. I've read books where it's like a man will date multiple women and then they kind of typecast us. So when they meet us, they already have an idea of who we're like or what type of woman we are. It's like A, B, C, D, whatever, right? But they have enough data to do that. A lot of us, you might be like me. I had a high school boyfriend. Then I had a college boyfriend. After that, I met my son's father. So I'm spending years with one man, while at the same time, all of them have dated multiple women. So I'm on number 3, and each one of them, my son's father is 7 years older than me. He had dated plenty of women. They on number 100 or something. Some just dates. It could literally be we went out for coffee. The conversation wasn't what we thought it was next. I met a guy when I was working, and this was years ago. He took me out on a date. He came and picked me up. We went to Weber Grill downtown. He was so excited to be on a date with me. I was like, okay. He was a little short, but I could be petty. I ain't gonna lie. So when we leave the restaurant, and I have heels on. When I was in my 20s, baby, I wore heels every day. And so we leave the restaurant, and now we walk into the car. And we walk past, so he didn't valet. Cool. We walk past, what you call it? Parking lot A, parking lot 2, parking lot 3. Where the hell is the car? Oh, you were a little bit on the cheap side. So that was our first and only date. He took me where he wanted to take me. We went out. There wasn't any chemistry or compatibility. That's it. So a lot of people that online date, women will, I've never done online dating, but I've seen women date multiple men that they meet from online dating. Yeah, I could be petty. I see somebody laughed at that. Stop avoiding my question at some point if you don't get that vaccine. First of all, you will be blocked. Okay? I owe you no explanation. I owe no man walking the face of this earth no explanation. But the only men that get my utmost respect share my same last name or my same bloodline. I am a grown ass woman. Don't ever think that you can disrespect me in any way. Don't ever think that you can tell me what to do when I don't depend on you and I don't even know you like that. That's what's wrong with some of y'all men now. I'm too grown. Don't play with me. Don't try me, try Jesus. Go play with your mama. Now, you done said something right there. A man wants all the benefits of a relationship marriage, but do not want the responsibilities that go along with it. They do, but so then that's where your power is as a woman. Why am I giving a man all the benefits of a relationship that has clearly told me he does not want one? I cannot sex a man, suck a man, cook for a man, clean for a man, wash for a man, do all of these things for a man to convince him to be in a relationship with me. That's not how it works, right? But that's how a lot of women operate. My girl Crystal Irish just posted this on her Facebook similar to that, right? So a lot of women operate in a space that, and I'm not saying don't go along with the flow, but you better know where the hell this river going, okay? It might be going off a cliff. So we will give the benefits with the hope of. We don't want to have a conversation. We don't want to bring certain things up. We don't ask. We don't say anything. It's just like, oh, I like him. He took me on a couple of dates. We talked. He did these things for me. And then, you know, one thing led to another. And now we sleeping together. And we spend all this time together. And girl, I just love him. And, you know, this, that, and the third. That ain't what that is. It's not what it is. We cannot make up in our minds what we want something to be. Most things, it is what it is. right? Let me see. Hey, Marcy, men are quick to point out what is so-called wrong with us when we require more than what they are capable or willing to give. And that's true too, right? And we all have flaws. So my friend Crystal Irish, she coaches and talks to women. So this woman is talking to her and she's upset with her boyfriend. And Crystal's married now. Crystal is like, why are you upset with your boyfriend when you're the one in the wrong? And I literally just saw a Facebook post like, ladies, if you're talking to your guy and you're in the wrong, what do you do? And even married women was like, start crying. One woman was like, I'm going to apologize and move on. We got to grow up, right? Step into our feminine and our womanhood. I make a mistake, or there are things that I may need to improve on. There may be things that he needs to improve on that we decide to improve on for ourselves, for our personal betterment, and then because it'll help us, right? Because I was in that position, because I told one of the last guys I dated, he kept, I told him. I didn't say it like this. I was more feminine, but I'm like, don't bark up that tree. It will fall on you. But he's still coming. I say, okay, you keep blazing, I'm going to bring it. So then I was like, well, you know, this is this is that. Oh, you just trying to be hard on me or whatever. No. But he legit thought, and he told me a few times, he was like, but I'm perfect. Ooh, okay. This same individual is now reading books and doing things to better themselves and sending them to me and, you know, letting me know. Yeah, because No. And your sister takes after her dad's side and didn't get the booty you got. Girl, poor baby. I know you got the boobs. You and my other sister got the boobs. My big sister just sent me a picture talking about she's taking something for her hair and think her booty growing. I just joined and not sure if you said this, but women who are financially secure rarely clean. To an extent, I can agree with that. When they are a woman that's also emotionally secure, if that makes sense. Because I done seen some stuff. It's something about women, right? We'll say men stupid, they this, they that. We say all this stuff about men. But somehow when we get in a relationship or they like us or we in a situationship or friends with benefits, whatever our brains, it's just like it's scrambled and our brain don't work no more. But being an independent woman or having your own, definitely, especially if you're a business owner, you got a lot of stuff going on, moving pieces, your toleration level will decrease. So on the flip side, let me share another story and I'm gonna read some more comments. So another guy that I was dating not too long ago, our issue was time. And my love language is quality time. So, and he was trying to navigate some things and figure some things out, but I'm just like, right? My grandma told me a man don't want a nagging or complaining woman. So, but, right? So after dating him and then starting to date someone else and being on the receiving ends of some of those things that I was giving the other guy, I literally reached out to him and was like, I'm so sorry. I apologize. And he was like, no, you good. You know, I was this, that, whatever. And there are things that he definitely changed and adapted. We talk. Now we're not in a relationship, but we talk, we communicate. But there are some things that were changed, but on both of our parts, right? So my thing was, I need time. And not that I needed all his time, because I was a single parent, different things going on. But when we schedule time, you only got so many times not to come through on your word, right? But I also wasn't being understanding. And at that time, I was being a little naggy, probably a little toxic. And he just got to the point, I broke it off, though. We had broke up. But he was just like, look, I'm trying this, that, or the other. And when somebody is trying and you continuously just like, pew, 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 that can crush people, right? But dating is, if you're just coming in, dating is literally that. A woman can date 2 or 3 people simultaneously and not sleep with any of them. Another woman I married, when I interned with her, I was working with her. She had a breakfast, lunch, and a dinner date with 3 different men on the same day. I was intrigued. Guy 1 came and picked her up for breakfast. Guy 2 took her out to lunch. They worked in similar industries. So at one point, they were all at an event together. And guy A kind of feeling some type of way about guy B. And she like, hey, you know, whoever step up, period. It's not like, oh my God, this is my friend. You're my friend. What's up? One of them ended up marrying her. My friend I was just talking to yesterday, she's at home with the gentleman she's dating. A guy she used to date calls her and says, hey, you know, you had this whatever going on. I want to drop some stuff off for you. She like, I have company. He said, I don't care. And he showed up, dropped the stuff off, and went on about his business. Like, and this is just me talking, but these are things that I've seen and heard. Some men don't care about competition. Some men love competition. It's not saying put men in competition, but if a man thinking, no, he got you, he ain't really trying to, and the same thing with a woman. They not trying to put forth the effort to get you if they already got you. Why? If they think they the only one, you ain't talking to nobody else. But this is for women who are not in a committed relationship. Nothing the man nor you have committed to being together, but you're acting like you're committed to this man in hopes that he's going to commit to you, and that doesn't work. Date. Do not cling. And don't be afraid not to date a broke man. Don't be afraid. That's where the dollars come in. Do not be afraid to have certain standards. What definition of broke is whatever your definition is. I'm not here for that. But if there's a certain caliber that you want to date, or this man is ambitious, he's goal driven, he started this business, he has a plan, he's working this thing, and based it on how old you are. At 50, 60 years old, you shouldn't necessarily be dating a man that's trying to figure out life and establish himself. 40-year-old, you may want a man that's established. In your 20s, you can build with somebody. In your 30s, maybe even your early 40s, because it takes people to be around mid-40s in a job to figure out, this ain't what I want to do. Let me try something else. But at least let them have some type of foundation. Would you change the definition of dating? Would that still be considered dating if no one has stated being exclusive, committed, etc.? Well, that's the thing. That dating is just dating. Dating is going out on dates. That's it. I feel like a lot of people think dating is we're in a relationship. No, dating is I'm going out on dates with these different people for a process of elimination. The purpose of date 1 is to see if it's going to be a date 2. Date 2, is there going to be a date 3? Even if I desire my end goal of marriage or whatever the case may be. But a lot of times what happens is people go out on 1 or 2 dates, women specifically. Now you like this man and you are not dating anybody else. Y'all start sleeping together and it's no relationship. There was never anything solidified. That's an entanglement or something. That's just a situation, right? Dating is dating. If you decide to date someone exclusively, by all means, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of women, I'll never forget when I was heavy in the church. The pastor, this is a pastor leading a group. He said dating is not in the Bible. I say this while a lot of Christian women single. Christmas ain't in the Bible either. But y'all celebrate that shit. Easter ain't in the Bible. Driving a car ain't in the Bible. Talking on a cell phone, being on a laptop. He was like, dating isn't in the Bible. Well, this isn't biblical times. This not Bridgerton. For anybody that's watched Bridgerton, because I wanted to bring that in when it comes to dollars, where the women go and present themselves and they have these cotillions and balls and they dress and they talk. And then the men, and did y'all see though, on Bridgerton, multiple men competing for the same woman. I'm not saying have multiple men compete for you. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying back in the day, multiple, and they brought flowers and they brought gifts just to have a conversation with the woman who they've looked at, seen, danced with a couple of times, and they feel like that's the woman for them. Now that's courting. That's my definition of courting, right? But it don't happen like that no more, usually. A man isn't going to come and meet you and just be like, hey, you gonna be my wife and I'm about to court you. You know what I'm saying? But if you think about Bridgerton, the women go out and then the male suitors show up, wait they turn in line for the opportunity to have a chance to prove that they are the man for that woman. That's even dating in a sense on Bridgerton. I'm going to dance with this one. I'm going to dance with that one. I'm going to dance with this one. We're having conversation. I'm vetting you. You're vetting me. That's the dating process. But most people don't date. So women don't have enough inventory. A man be done dated 50 women and you dating man number 2. So he done heard the same lines. He done figured some stuff out about women, and we still trying to figure out why he ain't called me. Girl, go find you some business. And that's where the dollars come in at. Get busy in your own stuff. Focus on your own stuff. I'm not saying don't like the one that like you. I'm not saying don't show interest. I'm not saying don't be feminine. I'm not saying don't go out on dates. But women commit to men a lot of times before men commit to us. The love of my life that is no longer here, may he rest in heaven. I'll never forget, he and I, we had a lot of on, off again. So we have been off and now we back on. And he was like, you know, what you been doing or whatever. And I might have went on a date or two. I was like, I might have went on a couple of dates or whatever. He like, oh, okay. He like, well, I met this woman or whatever. And her requirement was a relationship in order to have sex. So he, and I'm not saying this right, he made her his girlfriend. And they had sex. And then he broke up with her. And she like, what? I break up fast. So, saying that to say, sometimes the man will commit to get the cookies. So we have to figure out, men and women, are they consistent? Are they communicating? Do the actions line up? Because some men will commit. It's women right now in relationships that's got boyfriends and the man got a whole wife. And then when the woman found out, it's, I didn't know. In 2021, ladies, I can't accept that. If I can't call you at a certain time, it's just certain signs he lived with somebody. For me, right? We're definitely sisters. Girl, yeah, he definitely gonna get blocked. I don't even know why people play with me. Never have, never will. I have friends that actually did all of that and would try and make me feel bad because I didn't. Well, they are, of course, single and used. Don't, right? That's the thing. So, we have this whole shaming. We have this, I don't want a woman that's been with all of these men mentality from these men. So we have these men that feel like, you know, I don't want a woman that's got a lot of baby daddies, this, that, that. I don't want a woman that's been ran through. But at the same time, most of them trying to run through you. Make it make sense. Who y'all sleeping with? They don't want a woman that's ran through, but they want to run through you. Oh, well, baby, you know, sex is just, you know, let's keep it fun. Let's keep it light. This just what two grown people do. It, you know, this don't mean nothing. If that's how you roll, fine. But if you know that's not what you want, desire, that's not how you feel. So sometimes we gotta curb our own urges. We have urges just like men do. But sometimes you gotta suppress that thing. Just because your mind should be more powerful, mind over matter, right? So sometimes you gotta suppress that thing. Women gotta cut it out. Fictitious relationships that were never verbalized and confirmed by so many women. Because see, a man, the first thing most men don't say when you get in an argument, well, we ain't together. Oh. And he right. He right. Y'all ain't together. But I cook for you and I clean for you and I'm doing all of this stuff. Stop it. Yeah, he gonna let you. If somebody come and cook and clean for me, I'm gonna let you. Men shouldn't use women to do that like that. Don't you have power and control over yourself as a woman. I've gotten into many debates with women about this particular topic. He lied, he did this, but you wanted to be lied to, you wanted to believe the lies. His actions did not line up with his words. Period. Ain't no way, shape, or form you can tell me that they did. Because when a man come for you and he really come for you, you gonna know that he came for you. He ain't gonna make no qualms about the fact that he has come for you. Most, not all. So no, he lied and you wanted to believe in a fairy tale. Femininity is at an all-time low. Women are too stuck on being independent and miss out on the perks and beauty of just be a woman. Be feminine. One of my friends was like, oh, I think my crush want me to plan our first date. Ma'am, do you want to lead? No, I don't want to lead. I want him to lead. So let him lead. And if it don't lead into a date, then it was a crush. Y'all talked. Wasn't no dates. Next. I think as women, we be too afraid to do the weed out. We too afraid to do the Lori Harvey. We too afraid to say, well, let me see what this is. Nope, this ain't for me. Next. We'll be like, let me see what this is. No, this ain't for me. But, you know, if I do this and do that, and if he just changed these 25 things, it'll work out. So I'm going to just stay here and work this out because I don't want to be nobody new and I don't want to start all over again. Girl! We got to cut it out, right? Even with being independent, you have to know how not to emasculate a man. I agree. I totally agree with that, sister. There is a way to speak and get our point across. It's a just the hilarious little Instagram thing she did about how we treat the man that we like versus the one that we don't like. It's a good one. I'm gonna share it on here. Women need to stop trying to selfishly fix men because they are too lazy to find better. You know in your gut when someone isn't for you. Stop making men projects and keep dating until you find the one for you. Stop settling. Let me end this thing. Stop settling and lowering necessary standards. Yes, we are aligned, because that's literally, I'm reading your comment, and that's literally what I was just saying. Like, however, if we as women really took the time to figure out if this is somebody that we can see ourselves committing to prior to having sex with him, we wouldn't be that attached. Because some people talk about soul ties and all of this, and I'm not saying that they are, if they're real or not real, right? There are things that are released in your brain when you engage in sexual activity and do things like that make you feel good and they make you feel like you're in love, right? But that feeling is temporary. So once you get up and come to your senses, I need you to use your whole brain. Oh, but the sex is so good, this, that, or the other. Okay, stay stuck. But don't blame the man. Then don't come trashing men, talking about who they is, what they not, and all of this other stuff, because you chose to be a willing participant in some shit you made up in your mind, and you decided for him what he was going to be and do, and he didn't decide that for himself. That's not how it works, right? Let me go, girl, that part we can't change man. Barely can change ourselves. We can't even change our damn kids. How we gonna change a whole goddamn grown man? We can barely change our own eating habits, whatever it is that we need to change for us to do what we need to do. But I'm gonna make this man a passion project and change him. Now, that's not saying that two people won't cooperate. It's compromise. That's the word I'm looking for. Won't make compromises in a relationship, right? Not saying that. But if I feel like there are things about you, or you feel like there are things about me that need to change, that it's gonna take some work, we probably shouldn't be together. So let me give another example of this. So I'm dating this guy, we in a relationship. And I go to his house and I ring the doorbell. And he would open the door and walk away. And I could be rude as all get out. I just started saying bye when I leave people's houses within like the last few years. So later on, when it's just me and him, I'm like, just like this, I would appreciate it if you greet me at the door when I come over, right? That's feminine, ladies. Let's talk about the difference in feminine and masculine, because some people ask, what does masculine look like? That's feminine. And he was like, but, whatever. Now, there are some times when he might be running to the, stove or something like that. I get it. But when I come to your home, I would appreciate being greeted at the door. Hey, babe, how you doing? Something. Don't just open the door and walk off. As opposed to, I could have walked in the house like, so you're not going to greet me when I come to your house? You just going to walk off? I got to lock the door myself. You ain't even said, hey, babe, nothing, ain't gave me a hug or nothing. It's hard for men to receive stuff like that. Don't nobody want to hear that. Or who raised you? Your mama didn't teach you that when somebody comes to your house, you supposed to greet them at the door? Yeah, no, it was just like, later on, I would really appreciate when I come over, you would greet me at the door. Give them a compliment before that. It ain't got to be all, you ain't, he don't need another mama. He don't even, but as my grandma said, a man don't want to nag and complain to woman, right? Keep it moving. Shatima said, no broke men, please. They will buy the cow. Another thing, why will men buy the cow if they can get the milk for free? Don't do everything without a title. Yeah, very true. And I'm going to end it with this. Very true. And you also have to feel that man out. I know a couple right now, and this is just one, I've heard of other stories, that, and she told me, I met her well into their relationship. She was like, we had sex on the first date. They have 2 kids together, they live together, but it's clear that they're committed. If that makes sense, sister. So a few years ago, I don't know if they had their 2 kids. So they bought a home together before he proposed. So it's clear he's committed. Because for everybody, marriage isn't necessarily, you know, the goal. But it's clear they're committed to each other, right? They are together. This is not like a we gonna break up tomorrow type of thing. And then COVID impacted them actually getting married. So they're still engaged. But a lot of times women are giving up the cow, and right, to your point, and it ain't even their boyfriend. You cooking, you cleaning, you, if he call you up, whatever time it is, you gone. It's just like, okay, you're doing all of these things, and then, because it's happened, when he pop up with a fiance or something, you confused. I'll never forget, I won't say, it's a man I know, that's what I say. And he had a wife, and he had a girlfriend. And the girlfriend, like, his wife don't do this, she don't do that, da, da, da. First of all, I wish a man, I don't date married men. If I date a married man, the last thing you're going to do is talk to me about your wife when we together. Please, spare me. That's number one. But then I'm thinking to myself, but he married her. And he not leaving. So she got a husband not doing all of this stuff. She wasn't doing it before he married her. And he married her. But, ladies, and I'm going to end it with this. We got this sympathy gene, right? So when he comes, some men, she don't do this and she don't do that. Now this new woman like, well, let me do all of this stuff to keep him happy. But he going home to his wife. He pay all the bills at his wife's house. If something happens to him, his wife gets all the benefits. Now, there are men taking care of multiple households, don't get me wrong. If that's your thing and that's what he can do, by all means, have at it. Right? But, and this is just me, never are you finna sit up and talk to me about what another woman is or is not doing. Now, pause, ladies, because when we talk about dating, this is the last example I'm going to give for real, and I'm going to end this because I have not eaten anything today just yet, and I need to drink my water. When I first met this guy, and we're at the talking stage, and we were just kicking it, it was cool. Because now my mindset is a little more whatever. And we're in his car one day. I think we're in his car. And he's like, there's this woman who I'm dating or whatever, seeing. And she does things for me. You know, she gives me money. She does this. She does that. I say, oh, thank you. Love an honest man. Thank you for being honest and transparent. I can respect that. Now I understand what this is. And you need to keep her because I'm not doing none of that. Right? He and I continue to date, but he never talked to me about her like that. And then it was like, well, I like you more than I like all that. That's cool. I ain't doing none of the stuff she doing. And I never want to hear about her. But I'm going to tell y'all, this the way I was rolling. I was in my 20s. So then when me and him together, because I'm a G about mine, right? I've been raised by some of the best of them out here. And she called, I sit there politely and shut the hell up. Because she's doing stuff for him. And let me be clear. He was a very independent man, had his own place, his own things. He was very giving, very loving. He literally cussed me out one day. Not cussed me, but we went to get, I was hungry, so we went to go and get something to eat. And I was like, oh, I need to go back to the car and get my wallet. What do you need your wallet for? I got my, so he was the type, he did not want me to go in my pocket for anything. But again, this woman, this is the same man who, never mind. He, that I mentioned, that got in a relationship with him. Then people be like, but Jamesia, his principles. It took a man to tell me. Because see, ladies, this is the last thing. We'll see a man with a woman and be like, oh, I want him because of what he doing for her. He doing for her partly because of who she is. You might get him and you might not get the same treatment because you not her. Right? So, but saying that to say, when men are open, honest, and transparent, and I never, she called, I shut up. Cool. Our time was our time together, our time together, our time apart, our time apart. I'm cool with this. I'm in my 20s, we cool. I'm good. I appreciate you for letting me know. But I had to get to that point where I'm, oh, what he doing? And I wonder what he doing with the other one. My only competition is me. Either I'm for somebody or I'm not. Either they're for me or they're not. I'm not competing with any other woman out here. My only competition is me. Am I showing up as the best version of myself? Am I respecting myself? Am I, taking care of myself and doing the things that I need to do for myself? And then do me and this person mesh? Okay, great, we mesh, we can date. And then if it leads into a relationship, cool, but I'm not clinging. I may still be dating if those options are available and I choose to. So this isn't saying that you can just don't date one person. You can date one person. Don't mean you gotta sleep with them. You can date one person. And if an opportunity, because we'll say, well, I'm talking to this man, so I'm not going to talk to that man because I'm already talking to this man. If you single, you're single. Right? Unless we've committed, we talking about marriage or we gonna live together forever because neither one of us want to be married and we plan to ride this thing out to the whatever. Single is single. So date, keep yourself open. Girl, listen, you better preach. You're not gonna get the same man she got. You're not. Women be lusting after other people, man. Some of that is because of who she is. Because it could be her femininity. It could be how she shows up. It could be what she accepts and doesn't. Because people will do to you what they allow. Now, if somebody is just a dog and dirty, male or female, they just going to be doggish and dirty. But some people are literally doing because they can. Is it right or wrong? I'm not here to say. Right? But it took for a man to tell me that a friend of mine was dating his friend, and he was like, well, women don't understand is, what he do for Samantha, he might not do for Tammy. Because Samantha and Tammy are two different people. Same man, but Samantha and Tammy two different people. Samantha may have set some expectations, and the man was like, okay, I like you, and I feel the need to rise to those expectations. Tammy may not have said any, and the man like, hey, I'm going to go with the flow. I'm going to dip in the sauce. I'm going to go in the cookie jar. When I feel like it, she going to cook and do all of this for me. And that's cool, but I really like Samantha because she got these expectations. So then Tammy wake up one day and it's been women on social media that I don't know talking about, I just went on his Facebook page and he at his wedding. So ladies, we got to do better. Dating is dating, right? Dating can mean I'm talking to multiple people. I'm going out with multiple people. It's a couple movies. They're predominantly white movies. And you do what you want to do. I do not manage anybody else's vagina, right? Some women may say you can, if you want to sleep with one or two of them at the same time, that's on you. I'm not telling you what to do with your vagina. But what I'm saying is dating doesn't necessarily mean that we're having sex. Dating means that we're spending time together to see if we want to, if this is gonna go somewhere, right? Or if we want it to go somewhere. Some people may just be dating, having fun, depending on how old they are, and they don't necessarily really want it to go nowhere, right? I have a book I'm gonna send you, honey, that my colleague who's 53, once she read it, she literally said, had I read this book when I was younger, I would not have married my first husband. And I was like, well, you all have beautiful kids behind it. She was like, girl, please. And she was married for years, very feminine, and she gave the book to me. She told me and my other colleague to read 3 of these books. My other colleague got married last year, 3rd marriage, in her 40s. She got married, but this one is the one. And baby, she told me some stories about just her dating experiences and things that she accepted and allowed from her ex-husbands and just dudes she was dating or whatever. And when she got herself together, right, her king showed up, and their anniversary was yesterday, I believe. But I'm going to send you some books. And date and have fun. Don't put a time limit on it. People ask me a lot of stuff. One of my great aunts didn't get married till she was 50. She said she would not change anything. She may not have even actually got married because now her sisters are all widows or divorcee. She's like, I can't even kick it, whatever. And these are people in their 70s and 80s. So date, have fun. Focus on your own dollars, right? Focus on your own dollars, your own goals, your own dreams, whatever you're working on. Focus on that. Be open to the opportunity and the possibility, but don't read too much into situations. Let it be what it is. We had a great time. We had a great conversation, right? And then don't be the woman going home. Well, why hasn't he called yet? Well, let me check on him and make sure he okay. And relax, right? You all I'm not for everybody. We're not for everybody. So everybody that we go on a first date with may not get a spark from us and vice versa. And that's okay. Right? So I'm Jamesia Jonay. Wanted to talk about dating, dollars, Lori Harvey. I forgot what else was on the topic of this, marrying up, but I think I covered everything. Some people are strategic. She's famous, her family has some money, so she's in proximity to actors and different things like that, right? We usually date in what we're in proximity to, so whatever, right? So, but that's what dating is. Dating is just dating. We're going for coffee. We're going for ice cream. We're going to dinner. He's taking me to the zoo. We're going to an art museum. We're doing this. We're doing that. If you decide to sleep with him before anything has been solidified, that's on you. And you cannot say, oh, well, now that we've slept together, what does this mean? Where is this going? If that's how you feel about your cookie jar, you need to solidify some stuff before you open it up, or make sure some things are solidified, or continue to go with the flow like you've been doing. And now you have a friend with benefits. And when you introduce him as your friend. And don't get hung up on if he calling and what he at and what he doing and all of this other stuff, because that's not your man. Y'all just dating. So bye-bye, y'all.